All right, in this quick NIK collection 7 color Efex tutorial, I'm going to take a look at the preset called Blue Monday. So I have this image taken in, I believe, India or Nepal, which is, I find it quite interesting. So I'm going to just drag and drop, and immediately you have the side by side the look, so that you can see the original, and of course you can see the applied preset. So I didn't apply anything, so it looks pretty much the same. They are both same. So I'm going to use the Blue Monday preset as of now. Now immediately you see the change. So I'm going to see, actually I'm going to use this preset and zoom in this preset, this preview, and I'll see that's before and after. So before and after. I'm happy with everything except the red, because the red looks quite different, a little bit too bright for my taste. They look a bit more plasticky, probably because the image itself is already quite saturated in terms of the red side. So this is where you just have to do some minor tweaking, in my opinion. So in order to do that, I would say you basically don't have to do much, except you have to just go to filters, for instance, and then all you have to do is to click HSL, and at the bottom you have this HSL tool. You take your dropper, quite simply apply on the red. Now we selected the red part of it, and then is so easy. Either you have to try reducing the saturation, so that does the job quite well, and then you have to work with the luminosity a little bit, just a touch. And saturation you can always, or probably, in my opinion, is better to just try it out with the before and after. So you can quickly take a look at the image before and after, and then pay attention to the details. For instance, I'm gonna zoom in here, and then all you have to do is slowly go down and slightly take away the luminance, but without making it too dark. That's pretty much about it. And then you can try back and forth with the uniformity, of course. But the problem here is mostly the saturation, because it's just a little bit too saturated, in my opinion. This is where the problem is. So I just desaturized a little bit more, and then going back, and everything looks pretty much normal. Let's say when it comes to the red doesn't look very plasticky. Of course we lost some saturation, but that's totally fine, because in the end it looked just phenomenal, in my opinion. Phenomenal. A really beautiful, classy image. So I honestly believe that this is a beautiful look in the end. And pretty much it. Of course you have plenty of other choices. I'm going to take you through a little bit on the side. Take a look. You have this of course quick export and switch to different preset. You have the shadow and highlight control. I'm gonna go down slowly. You have the styler. Now in the style you don't even have to click. You just can scroll down, and that's about it. You see on the side that is changing color, so you have those options. But of course, I like to take my images as it is and try to maintain my image from the beginning, so that I don't have to fiddle with too much. Then you have the shadow control and highlight control. Take a look. Then it gets a little bit more faded, of course, in the shadow. Highlight is the same. It gets more bright or less bright. Then you have the color cross processing, which is quite interesting. What is cross processing? Let's take a look just quickly. So you have this look here. You see that generally speaking, it's a change between the shadow and the highlight. That's all. So you have one color in the shadow and one color in the highlight. So that it does give you some sort of creative look. This is my favorite look. It generally reminds me of the old film images, to be honest. It's quite fantastic in my opinion. Very nice. And you can also see that what kind of look it's using. For example, if I take a look, you have the C41 to E6. E6 generally is one of those color, back in the day, the color photography, but slide. If you know of slide film, I highly recommend you to Google slide film. This is what it is, the E6. So yeah, you have those look in the cross processing, and then you can control the shadow and highlight within. Then I'm going to zoom in for you if you were looking at the tablet. Then you of course have the local adjustment for each of the option. Of course, instead of for instance using at the whole image, you can just select a certain portion of it, of course. So that's quite nice. Then you do have the contrast control. I made a separate video on the soft contrast and the contrast only. Quite interesting though, to be honest, because if I do all the way down, well, of course it does the typical contrast control, but then if I do contrast only, well, it's almost the same. So I already made a separate video on it. I highly recommend you to go through my playlist and then take a look. And then this is in the end, the HSL that I did earlier to maintain a good natural look on the red area. So HSL is a very good tool if you find some color seems too saturated or not saturated at all. And of course, you have the local adjustment option. So I hope you like this video. It's nice and quick. Highly recommend you to download the trial, and I'm offering 15% discount. Go in the description below to take a look at it and enjoy this nice little, discount. Take care of yourself and bye bye.